The city was in chaos. Panic and fear swept through the streets like wildfire as a monstrous creature laid waste to everything in its path. Buildings crumbled, people screamed, and chaos reigned supreme. Among the throngs of terrified citizens was Ye Tian, a young man whose eyes widened in horror at the sight before him. As he watched the beast wreak havoc, a strange mixture of fear and fascination gripped Ye Tian's heart. Despite the danger, he found himself drawn towards the creature, his feet moving of their own accord. Then, without warning, a bolt of lightning crackled through the air and struck Ye Tian's outstretched hand. The impact was blinding, and the world went bright. When Ye Tian finally regained consciousness, he found himself lying on the bed, disoriented and bewildered. As he struggled to make sense of what had just happened, a realization dawned on him. He had awakened his talent. As Ye Tian contemplated his newfound abilities, a curious notion dawned upon him. Perhaps what he was experiencing were not mere hallucinations, but rather manifestations of his awakening talent. A century prior, the world had witnessed the emergence of countless interdimensional rifts, unleashing fearsome beasts upon humanity and plunging civilization into peril. Yet, amidst the chaos, the surge of dimensional energy had an unforeseen effect. It sparked the latent talents within select individuals. These gifted few paved the path forward, guiding humanity into an era where extraordinary abilities became the norm. As Ye Tian scrutinized his newfound status, a sinking realization washed over him. He had awakened a talent of the weakest tier. In that moment, despair gripped him, for he couldn't shake the belief that such a feeble gift spelled doom for his future. If he couldn't ascend to the ranks of martial prowess, how could he ever hope to safeguard his sister in the trials ahead? Before Ye Tian could dwell on these thoughts any longer, he was interrupted by the sound of his sister's voice calling out to him. Yu, his beloved sister, appeared at his side, her face etched with concern. "Brother, are you all right?" she asked, her eyes scanning him for any sign of injury. Ye Tian assured her that he was fine, though his mind was still reeling from the experience. When she asked if he had awakened his talent, he hesitated for a moment before nodding slowly. Ye Tian shared with Yu the news of his talent awakening, expressing that the process had gone exceptionally well. His sister beamed with happiness upon hearing this confirmation of his newfound abilities. "Brother, that's wonderful news," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with pride. "I always knew you were special." As they talked, Yi mentioned that she had prepared his favorite dish to celebrate his awakening. As Ye Tian glanced around, he noticed something strange. A window had appeared before him, displaying his sister's cultivation talent. To his shock and confusion, it revealed that she had a low-tier, unawakened talent. The revelation left Ye Tian reeling, his mind spinning with questions. How could this be possible? Then, Yu gently grabbed Ye Tian's hand and urged him to come eat before the food grew cold. As she made contact with his hand, a window suddenly appeared, displaying information about Yi Yu's talent. It was copyable. A prompt asked Ye Tian if he wanted to copy her talent, giving him a simple yes or no option. Shock washed over Ye Tian as he realized he had the ability to replicate other people's talents, opening up a world of possibilities he hadn't imagined before. As they sat down to eat, Ye Tian marveled at the potential of his talent, the ability to replicate others' abilities, a gift both intriguing and powerful. However, he hesitated to test it on his sister, recognizing her innate superiority and the rarity of her initial talent. Opting not to copy her abilities, Ye Tian envisioned Yi Yu's inevitable dominance once she fully awakened her talents. In that moment, he couldn't help but imagine his parents, if they were watching, finding solace in their children's promising futures. As the scene transitioned outside, Ye Tian prepared to put his own abilities to the test, ready to explore the extent of his newfound power. Activating his talent radar, he discovered that he could only view talents within a 3-meter radius. Though the range was limited, he could see that most people nearby had subpar talents. Determined to copy a mid-tier talent at least, with his newly awakened talent, albeit low-tier, Ye Tian contemplated exploring the academy grounds. However, the possibility of his talent changing through copying others made him wary of applying to academies with strict talent evaluations. Instead, he opted for Manhwa-fest 5th Academy, reasoning that its diverse population likely included many with mid-tier talents. Despite his current standing, Ye Tian harbored the belief that his copied abilities would eventually surpass those of his peers, positioning him for future success amidst the academy's talented populace. The narrative unfolds. After 3 days to the Manhwa-fest 5th Academy, the instructor, a stern figure with a commanding presence, addresses the assembled students, their eager faces reflecting a mix of anticipation and curiosity. To become martial warriors, he declares, the first step is mastering the elusive body training technique. Today, he announces, will be devoted to that very endeavor. As the students prepare to delve into the intricate world of martial arts, including our protagonist Ye Tian, the instructor imparts the crucial instruction: they must conjure an air vortex in front of their chests to deem the technique successful. The challenge hangs in the air, and the students, with a collective determination, focus on the task at hand. Midway through the training, a concerned student voices the exhaustion of a few classmates. The instructor, unyielding and single-minded in his pursuit of excellence, dismisses their fatigue, emphasizing the paramount importance of creating the air vortex. The path to becoming a martial warrior, it seems, demands resilience and unwavering dedication. Amidst the sea of striving students, Ye Tian stands out, not for his prowess, but for the struggle etched on his face. His talent level, deemed too low by the unforgiving standards of martial arts, becomes a hindrance. The air remains undisturbed in front of his chest, and frustration gnaws at his determination. As the minutes tick away, the once bustling group of students gradually dwindles, each succumbing to the physical and mental strain of the technique. Ye Tian finds himself alone in the endeavor, a solitary figure amidst the abandoned efforts of his peers. The instructor, though disappointed, carries on, labeling this cohort as the worst he has encountered in his teaching career. Undeterred, the instructor urges the remaining students to look to an exemplar among them, Chen Dong. He encourages them to mirror Chen Dong's dedication and motivation. The name sparks curiosity in Ye Tian's mind. After the class concludes, he turns to his friend Zhang Bao, seeking information about the enigmatic Chen Dong. Zhang Bao unravels the tale of Chen Dong, a prodigious talent who ascended to the rank of martial apprentice in a mere month. The pinnacle of his achievement, being personally chosen as the disciple of the academy's principal. Ye Tian, acknowledging Chen Dong's exceptional talent, contemplates the journey that lies ahead for him. In an attempt to impress upon Ye Tian the gravity of Chen Dong's accomplishments, Zhang Bao reveals an artifact, Chen Dong's signature. He speculates on its future value, envisioning a time when Chen Dong's autograph could fetch a small fortune. Yet, Ye Tian remains unmoved by the allure of potential riches, his focus set on his own struggle to master the elusive technique. Amidst the contemplation, a commotion among the students draws Ye Tian's attention. Chen Dong has arrived, a figure of renown and admiration. The students swarm around him, eager to shake his hand and secure his coveted autograph. Zhang Bao, caught up in the fervor, rushes to join the throng seeking a piece of Chen Dong's glory. Excitement surged through Ye Tian's veins as he laid eyes on Chen Dong, a figure whose cultivation stood at a mid-tier level. For Ye Tian, it wasn't just admiration he felt. It was a deep-seated aspiration to emulate Chen Dong's success. With determination fueling his steps, Ye Tian resolved to approach and greet the esteemed martial artist, hoping to glean some of his wisdom and perhaps even replicate his prowess. However, as Ye Tian eagerly moved towards Chen Dong, the latter, in a display of humility, addressed the students. He explained that he was present not to bask in adoration or sign autographs, but rather to offer encouragement on behalf of the academy's teachers. Chen Dong's words carried weight, underscoring the importance of perseverance and dedication on the path to martial excellence. Undeterred by Chen Dong's refusal to sign autographs, Zhang Bao, ever resourceful, proposed an alternative, a handshake. Chen Dong graciously agreed, and one by one, the students lined up to share this brief yet meaningful interaction. When it was finally Ye Tian's turn, he grasped Chen Dong's hand, feeling a surge of energy course through him. In that moment, he sensed a connection, an opportunity to absorb some of Chen Dong's formidable cultivation. Later that day, secluded in his quiet spot, Ye Tian received a notification confirming the successful copying of Chen Dong's cultivation talent. It was a pivotal moment, prompting him to consider the next step, fusion. As he deliberated, memories of his talent awakening resurfaced, offering cryptic glimpses of what might lie ahead. Despite the uncertainty, Ye Tian's resolve remained steadfast. With a deep breath, he selected yes, initiating the fusion process. Yet, what followed was beyond anything Ye Tian had anticipated. As the fusion commenced, searing pain engulfed his entire being, wrenching agonized cries from his lips. In the midst of his torment, doubts crept in. Was this suffering truly necessary? Was the pursuit of power worth such agony? But as the fusion drew to a close, a profound sense of transformation washed over Ye Tian. Through the pain, he had emerged reborn, his cultivation now elevated to mid-tier status. The suffering, it seemed, had not been in vain. With newfound clarity, Ye Tian understood the sacrifices required to achieve greatness. A status window appeared, indicating a cooldown period of 30 days for the copied talent. Yet, far from being discouraged by the wait, Ye Tian felt a surge of excitement. This cooldown period, he realized, heralded a cycle of continuous growth. Every 30 days, he could replicate the talents of others, expanding his repertoire and strengthening his abilities. With renewed vigor, Ye Tian set out to test his enhanced skills. To his astonishment, the once daunting body training technique taught by the instructor now felt remarkably attainable. With his mid-tier cultivation bolstering his efforts, Ye Tian executed the technique flawlessly, each movement flowing with newfound ease and precision. As Ye Tian beheld his newfound ability to replicate talents, a surge of determination coursed through him. Forget merely being a martial warrior. With this extraordinary gift, he envisioned himself ascending to the ranks of elite or even legendary martial warriors. The prospect ignited a flame of ambition within him, driving him to push his limits further than ever before. Fast forward 1 month, and the scene shifts to the bustling city streets, where a sense of normalcy is abruptly shattered by the appearance of a ferocious white wolf monster. Its wild and untamed presence sends shivers down the spines of bystanders as it roams through the urban landscape with menacing intent. Among the throngs of people, Ye Tian walks with purpose, his mind consumed with thoughts of his own journey. Despite having attained the rank of martial apprentice, he acknowledges the vast distance he still has to traverse on the path to becoming a true martial warrior. The road ahead looms dauntingly long, fraught with challenges and trials yet to be faced. Suddenly, chaos erupts as the silver wolf monster pounces, seizing an unsuspecting civilian in its powerful jaws. Ye Tian stood frozen in shock as the monstrous form of the wolf loomed before him, its menacing presence sending a chill down his spine. It was his first encounter with such a creature, and the reality of its existence hit him like a thunderbolt. Around him, panic ensued as the civilians scattered, their fear palpable in the air. The wolf had just claimed a life, and its predatory instincts were laid bare for all to see. In a desperate bid to protect the innocent, Ye Tian lunged forward as the wolf's attention shifted towards a young girl. His heart pounded with adrenaline-fueled determination as he attempted to intercept the creature, but his efforts were futile against its lightning-fast movements. In that moment, he realized the vast gulf that separated him from the beast in terms of strength and agility. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a figure emerged from the chaos, Captain Galewolf, a seasoned hunter with a steely resolve etched upon his face. With a swift command, he directed Ye Tian to safeguard the girl while he confronted the wolf head-on. Though apprehension gnawed at him, Ye Tian squared his shoulders, determined to heed the hunter's directive. With a swift charge, Captain Galewolf surged ahead, launching an assault on the formidable wolf. Amidst the clash, Captain Galewolf acknowledged the adversary's strength. Yet, as his strike descended, the wolf's agility proved formidable, evading Captain Galewolf's blow with effortless grace. As Captain Galewolf and his comrades launched a coordinated assault, the wolf proved to be a formidable adversary, effortlessly evading their strikes with uncanny speed and agility. Despite their best efforts, the creature remained elusive, its movements fluid and unpredictable. Yet, amidst the chaos, a decisive blow landed, momentarily staggering the beast and providing a brief respite for its attackers. To their shock and dismay, the creature's demeanor shifted in an instant, its fur suffused with a crimson glow, a phenomenon known as the bloodburst mode. With newfound ferocity, it unleashed a devastating counterattack, felling several of Captain Galewolf's companions with ruthless efficiency. Undeterred by the sudden turn of events, Ye Tian's eyes widened with alarm as he witnessed the wolf's attempt to flee. However, Captain Galewolf remained steadfast, his unwavering resolve as he assured Ye Tian that escape was not an option. True to his word, reinforcements arrived in the form of a skilled archer, poised to deliver a decisive blow. With deadly precision, the archer's arrows found their mark, piercing the creature's hide and bringing it crashing to the ground in a cloud of dust and debris. As the chaos subsided, a palpable sense of relief washed over the assembled hunters, their victory hard-won yet deeply satisfying. Ye Tian's astonishment peaked as his unique perception granted him insight into the creature's capabilities. With a keen eye, he discerned the Silver Moon Wolf's talents, noting that its blood attribute ranked at a low tier while its speed prowess reached a novice tier level. The aftermath of the battle found the wounded monster still standing, its resilience a testament to its formidable nature. Rising slowly, it emitted an aura of menace that sent a shiver down the spine of all who beheld it. Captain Galewolf, realizing the danger, swiftly ordered his team to stand back, prepared to face the creature alone. Concerned for Ye Tian's safety, Captain Galewolf urged him to retreat from the perilous scene. But in Ye Tian's mind, this was an opportune moment to seize the creature's talents for himself. Ignoring the captain's warnings, he saw a chance to enhance his own abilities and protect those he cared about. With determination fueling his actions, Ye Tian charged at the monster, his body technique primed for action. A powerful punch landed squarely on the creature's face, a testament to Ye Tian's newfound resolve. In the heat of the moment, a notification flashed before him, confirming the successful acquisition of the monster's talents. However, the creature retaliated with a ferocity that matched its survival instinct. Undeterred, Ye Tian continued his assault, striking blow after blow in rapid succession. It was only when Captain Galewolf intervened, declaring the monster defeated, that Ye Tian ceased his relentless attack. With the immediate threat neutralized, Captain Galewolf directed his team to secure the area and tend to the injured. Meanwhile, Ye Tian contemplated the significance of his achievement. Acquiring the monster's talents was a pivotal moment, a step closer to fulfilling his destiny as a martial warrior. As the adrenaline of battle waned, Captain Galewolf bid Ye Tian farewell, expressing anticipation for the day when Ye Tian would join his ranks as a member of the Galewolf squad. Ye Tian eagerly accepted the invitation, eager to contribute his newfound abilities to the cause. After the encounter, Ye Tian made his way to the washroom to cleanse the monster's blood from his face. He considered his sister, Ye, who would likely fret upon seeing him in such a state. Once he had freshened up, Ye Tian headed back home, ready to put the day's events behind him. Ye Tian noticed his sister peacefully asleep. He reflected on the day's events. Seeing a monster up close had left an indelible impression, far surpassing the tales he had heard. Determined to protect his loved ones, Ye Tian resolved to expedite his journey to becoming a martial warrior. Alone in his room, Ye Tian contemplated the next step in his quest for strength. The possibility of infusing monster talents into his own body loomed large in his mind. He understood the risks involved, the potential for excruciating pain and even mortal danger. Yet, driven by a deep-seated desire to safeguard those he held dear. As the fusion process began, Ye Tian was enveloped in excruciating pain that seemed to tear through his body like a raging inferno. Each moment felt like an eternity as waves of agony crashed over him, leaving him gasping for breath. The sensation was akin to his bones being crushed one by one, and his legs bore the brunt of the torment, rendering them numb and lifeless. In the midst of this ordeal, a chilling thought crept into his mind. Had the fusion failed? Was this the end for him? But when dawn broke and the scene shifted to the next day, Ye Tian stirred from his fitful slumber, grappling with fragmented memories of the night before. To his profound relief, he discovered that his legs were whole and unharmed, devoid of the searing pain that had tormented him. Tentatively rising from his bed, he was greeted by a peculiar sensation of lightness coursing through his body, as if a weight had been lifted from his very soul. A notification window materialized before him, its contents revealing the astonishing truth. His cultivation talent had ascended to the coveted mid-tier level, while his speed talent now boasted a respectable novice tier ranking. A surge of elation washed over Ye Tian as he absorbed this revelation, realizing that the arduous process of talent copying had indeed borne fruit. In the serene confines of the academy courtyard, Ye Tian unleashed his newfound abilities with unbridled enthusiasm, streaking through the landscape with the grace and agility of a wild wolf. The exhilarating rush of wind against his skin and the rhythmic pounding of his feet against the earth filled him with an indescribable sense of freedom. Yet, amid the euphoria of his newfound speed, a sobering truth lingered. Despite his enhanced agility, he remained a mere novice on the path to martial mastery. Deep in thought, Ye Tian contemplated the next steps on his journey. How could he harness his newfound talents to ascend to even greater heights? The answer came in the form of a familiar voice, Zhang Bao, his trusted friend and confidant. With a reassuring hand on Ye Tian's shoulder, Zhang Bao remarked on his visibly enhanced physique, a clear indication of his advancement to the martial apprentice stage. Ye Tian nodded in affirmation, his curiosity piqued by Zhang Bao's cryptic suggestion of a method to accelerate his growth. Lean closer, Zhang Bao shared his secret, the consumption of monster blood. Ye Tian's eyes widened in astonishment at the revelation, realizing the untapped potential that lay within the veins of these fearsome creatures. Regrettably, he lamented the missed opportunity presented by the Silvermoon Wolf, whose blood could have propelled him further on his journey. Ye Tian's resolve hardened as Zhang Bao found a way to obtain the monster blood. Excitement danced in Ye Tian's eyes as he eagerly inquired about the whereabouts of this new opportunity. Zhang Bao's response revealed that the higher-ups at the Linhai base had designated a new wild zone outside the city as an examination area for their 5 major academies, promising the coveted prize of monster blood to successful participants. Curiosity piqued, Ye Tian pressed for more details about the level of difficulty in the wild zone. Zhang Bao reassured him that it was relatively low, as most of the monsters had already been cleared out, leaving behind only their descendants. This information seemed promising to Ye Tian, who deemed it worth a shot. Upon hearing this, Zhang Bao extended an invitation for Ye Tian to join his squad and venture into the wild zone together in pursuit of the monster blood. However, Ye Tian hesitated, expressing reservations about the idea. Zhang Bao, taken aback by his friend's reluctance, explained that he had confided in Ye Tian out of genuine friendship and camaraderie. Despite declining the offer, Ye Tian apologized to Zhang Bao, promising to consider joining his squad in the future. As he attempted to take his leave, Zhang Bao persisted in following him, emphasizing that their bond as friends remained unshaken regardless of their partnership in battle. However, Ye Tian remained steadfast in his belief that teaming up with others could potentially expose his special abilities, posing a danger to him. He resolved to pursue this opportunity alone, convinced that he could obtain the monster blood and ascend to the coveted realm of martial warriors on his own terms. The scene changes to a month later at the 5th Academy. Ye Tian enters the principal's office with the intention of signing up for the upcoming exam. The principal, visibly frustrated, questions why Ye Tian would attempt to sign up without receiving an invitation. Suspecting a leak of information, the principal expresses concern that Ye Tian might be jeopardizing their safety. Ye Tian explains that he have already attained the status of a martial apprentice, qualifying them for the exam. In response, the principal remarks that they prefer their students to live longer, then tosses a paper towards Ye Tian, suggesting that they seem eager to risk their life. Picking up the paper, Ye Tian realizes it's a life responsibility agreement, indicating that signing up for the exam entails serious consequences. The principal insists that if Ye Tian is truly afraid of risking his life, then Ye Tian should leave the office and not waste any more of principal time. As Ye Tian exits the office, Ye Tian takes a moment to consider his options. Eventually, Ye Tian returns and signs the paper, submitting it to the principal. With a sly smirk, the principal ominously remarks that those who dare undertake the exam will soon realize their folly. The scene then transitions to Ye Tian's humble abode, where his sister, Ye Yu, awakens to find her brother already busy preparing breakfast. A letter catches her eye, indicating Ye Tian's anticipated return in 3 days due to a school event. Concerned about the duration and potential risks involved, Ye Yu wonders about the nature of this prolonged event and prays for her brother's safety. The setting shifts to the exam location, nestled in an abandoned sector of the city, where a throng of students has assembled. Ye Tian, taken aback by the sheer number of participants, receives an explanation from Zhang Bao that these contenders hail from the 5 major academies. Amidst the crowd stands Mo Xiaobei, a figure of arrogance and disdain. He dismissively mocks the presence of students from the 5th Academy, labeling them as unworthy contenders. Mo Xiaobei's butler interjects, addressing him as young master, states that amidst the exam, the rules allowed for the hunting of beasts and even fellow students, creating an environment where the weaker contenders were seen as advantageous prey. Mo Xiaobei, his arrogance on full display, proclaimed that the weak should consider it an honor to be bested by the strong. Zhang Bao, offering insights to Ye Tian, pointed out the figure leading the pack, Mo Xiaobei, a prodigy hailing from the esteemed First Academy. Renowned as the pinnacle of strength among the younger generation of the Mo family, his noble lineage seemed to fuel his haughtiness. Observing the unfolding drama, Ye Tian noted a challenger stepping forward, brandishing a sword with determination. This bold student, identified by Zhang Bao as Li Yunqing, hailed from the 2nd Academy. Despite his past defeat at Mo Xiaobei's hands, Li Yunqing's resolve remained unwavering. As the tension escalated, the principal of the 5th Academy intervened, reprimanding the students for their reckless behavior. Ye Tian, swept up in the moment, found himself rallying behind Li Yunqing, a testament to his support for the underdog. Li Yunqing, taken aback by Ye Tian's unexpected show of support amidst the crowd's silence, couldn't help but wonder about this bold individual unafraid of challenging Mo Xiaobei. A sense of awkwardness settled over Li Yunqing as he pondered the implications of Ye Tian's actions. Just as tensions reached their peak, an announcement echoed through the air, sternly reminding participants that fighting outside the designated wild zone was strictly prohibited, with disqualification awaiting those who defied the decree. Frustration evident in his demeanor, Li Yunqing reluctantly sheathed his sword and departed, vowing to settle the score with Imo Xiaobei within the confines of the Wild Zone. Imo Xiaobei, fueled by the anticipation of the upcoming challenges, visibly thrilled at the prospect of the impending exam. Meanwhile, Li Yunqing approached the spirited supporter who had cheered him on, acknowledging the unexpected encouragement. Curious about his newfound acquaintance, Li Yunqing inquired about Ye Tian's identity. Ye Tian, introducing himself as a student of the Fifth Academy, in the midst of their conversation, a revelation unfolded as Ye Tian engaged in dialogue with Li Yunqing. A mystical window materialized, unveiling Li Yunqing's prowess in swordsmanship, a talent residing in the mid-tier echelons. Witnessing this manifestation of skill, Ye Tian extended a hand in a gesture of camaraderie towards Li Yunqing. In that moment, he imparted a sincere encouragement, urging Li Yunqing to strive for excellence and surpass the formidable Imo Xiaobei in the untamed realm. Prompting a smile from Li Yunqing, who reciprocated the gesture, wishing Ye Tian luck in return. As Ye Tian clasped Li Yunqing's hand in a firm shake, a subtle yet significant exchange occurred, a transfer of talent. With a silent mimicry, Ye Tian absorbed Li Yunqing's abilities into his own, a skillful replication that went unnoticed amidst the bustling activity. Just as the anticipation peaked, an announcement reverberated, signaling the commencement of the exam. The gates swung open, granting entry to the Wild Zone to the students of the prestigious First Academy, prompting a swift rush from their ranks. Zhang Bao, caught up in the excitement, dashed off in search of his team, eager to embark on the challenges ahead. In the midst of the flurry, Ye Tian urged Li Yunqing to exercise caution. Li Yunqing reciprocated the sentiment, expressing his need to rejoin his team before bidding Ye Tian farewell with a wish of luck. Left to his own devices, Ye Tian swiftly navigated towards the shelter of the forest's edge, effortlessly traversing the terrain with agile leaps. Finding a secluded spot hidden from prying eyes, he settled in, ensuring his presence went unnoticed. A notification window materialized before him, offering an enticing opportunity to merge his newfound mid-tier sword talent. Without hesitation, Ye Tian opted to proceed, initiating the fusion process. As the transformation commenced, a familiar discomfort crept into his arms, a physical manifestation of the merging talents. Yet, fortified by past experiences, Ye Tian endured the pain with a growing resilience. As Ye Tian contemplated his journey towards greater strength, a sense of determination surged within him. With the completion of the fusion process, he could feel a newfound power coursing through his veins, invigorating his being. Drawing his sword from its sheath, he unleashed a mighty strike that cleaved through the surrounding trees with astonishing ease. Now equipped with a mid-tier cultivation talent and swordsmanship, alongside novice-tier speed, Ye Tian stood poised and prepared for the challenges ahead. With resolve firmly set, Ye Tian turned his attention to the unfolding events. An announcement echoed through the air, signaling the entry of the first 4 academies into the Wild Zone, paving the way for the arrival of the Fifth Academy. As the call to action resounded, students from the Fifth Academy congregated, ready to venture into the wilderness and confront the trials awaiting them. As Ye Tian ventured into the treacherous Wild Zone, he made the decision to separate from his team, opting to hunt the monstrous creatures alone. In the midst of his solitary pursuit, a sudden ambush by a snake-like monster caught him off guard. Reacting with lightning speed, Ye Tian swiftly unsheathed his sword and dispatched the creature, earning himself a valuable point in the process. Reflecting on the seeming ease of his victory, Ye Tian pondered the significance of accumulating points in the trial. Aware that a higher rank awaited those who demonstrated prowess in monster slaying, he contemplated the number of points required to secure the top position. Despite the challenges ahead, Ye Tian remained resolute in his determination to achieve success. Continuing on his quest, Ye Tian encountered a distress call echoing through the wilderness. Rushing to investigate, he discovered his comrade, Zhang Bao, besieged by a pack of ferocious fox monsters. Without hesitation, Ye Tian unleashed a precise arrow, swiftly dispatching the attackers and coming to Zhang Bao's aid. Standing amidst the defeated beasts, Ye Tian reassured Zhang Bao, expressing his intent to claim the points garnered from their demise. "Run, Ye Tian. You can't handle these wolves." Zhang Bao's urgent warning rang out, but instead of fleeing, Ye Tian tapped into his speed talent, darting fearlessly between the encroaching fox beasts. In a swift and calculated move, he unleashed his knife talent, striking down each monster with precision in a single stroke, leaving Zhang Bao stunned by his prowess. As Ye Tian collected the fangs of the defeated foes, he sought permission from Zhang Bao, who readily granted it, acknowledging Ye Tian's rightful claim as the victor. Seizing the opportunity, Ye Tian inquired if Zhang Bao intended to continue. Zhang Bao confessed that the dangers of the exam outweighed any potential rewards, expressing gratitude for surviving thus far. Aware of his injured teammates' plight, Zhang Bao implored Ye Tian to prioritize their safety, emphasizing the importance of their survival above all else. Ye Tian recognized the gravity of the situation, agreeing that their teammates' well-being must take precedence. As Ye Tian prepared to press onward, Zhang Bao halted him with a request to wait. Ye Tian, there's a pseudo-beast in the wild zone, so be on your guard, Zhang Bao cautioned, his tone tinged with concern. Intrigued, Ye Tian leaned in, eager to learn more about this formidable creature. It's a beast unlike any other, incredibly dangerous, Zhang Bao explained, recounting rumors of a colossal spotted snake, over 10 meters in length, besieged by students from the First Academy. That's the pseudo-beast, he clarified, noting its immense value of up to 500 points. Ye Tian's excitement surged at the prospect, immediately pressing Zhang Bao for the beast's whereabouts. With a sense of urgency, Zhang Bao directed him southeastward. Determined to seize the opportunity, Ye Tian raced towards the southeast, fueled by the possibility of securing a substantial point haul that could secure his victory in the exam. However, his anticipation turned to concern as he encountered a trail of injured students, all from the prestigious First Academy. A distant explosion echoed through the air, signaling the presence of the pseudo-beast. Realizing its imminent danger, Ye Tian wasted no time in redirecting his course, sprinting towards the source of the commotion with a renewed sense of purpose. As Ye Tian arrived at the scene, he was taken aback by the sight of the imposing pseudo-beast. Under Mo Xiaobei's command, students from the First Academy launched a coordinated assault against the creature. Mo Xiaobei's butler noted the pseudo-beast's dwindling stamina, signaling an opportune moment for its defeat. Seizing the chance, Mo Xiaobei struck a decisive blow to the monster's head, causing it to collapse to the ground. Triumph gleamed in Mo Xiaobei's eyes as he anticipated claiming the 500 points for himself. However, Ye Tian's heart sank as he realized he had arrived too late. The pseudo-beast lay lifeless before him. Frustration gnawed at Ye Tian as he watched Mo Xiaobei revel in his victory, securing his place at the top of the exam rankings. Yet, in a sudden twist of fate, the pseudo-beast stirred once more, its form shifting to a menacing shade of purple. With a surge of newfound strength, the creature broke free from the grasp of the First Academy team. Mo Xiaobei recognized the ominous transformation, identifying it as a bloodburst. As the monster evolved into a fully fledged threat, uncertainty clouded the students' minds. They turned to Mo Xiaobei for guidance, seeking his decision on whether to pursue the now formidable adversary. With Mo Xiaobei's declaration of the pseudo-beast's newfound value at a staggering 1,000 points, a fervent determination swept through the ranks of the First Academy students. Driven by the prospect of such a significant reward, they dashed towards the location of the monstrous snake, unwilling to let anyone else claim this coveted opportunity. Having been weakened by the relentless assault from the First Academy students, the pseudo-beast now lay vulnerable, its imminent defeat crucial for their success. Failure to secure this prize would render their efforts and sacrifices futile. Meanwhile, Ye Tian marveled at the unexpected emergence of a creature worth 1,000 points. Determined not to be outpaced by his competitors, he unleashed his speed talent to its fullest extent. With a burst of energy, Ye Tian raced ahead, arriving at the building where the monster had sought refuge in a fraction of the time. Surveying the surroundings, Ye Tian noted the absence of the First Academy students, a realization that sparked excitement within him. With anticipation building, Ye Tian dared to imagine that the elusive 1,000 points would soon be within his grasp. As Ye Tian cautiously advanced into the building, a palpable sense of anticipation filled the air. The unmistakable presence of the formidable monster lurked nearby, its whereabouts cloaked in shadows. With each step forward, Ye Tian braced himself for the impending confrontation. Suddenly, to his astonishment, the monster loomed before him, its massive form engrossed in a mysterious activity. Determined to seize the opportunity presented by the creature worth 1,000 points, Ye Tian steeled himself for battle, prioritizing the defeat of the monster before uncovering its secret. With a swift and decisive motion, Ye Tian unsheathed his sword and charged at the beast with unwavering resolve. Yet, in a blur of motion, the monster sensed his approach and retaliated with a powerful blow, sending Ye Tian hurtling through the air. Undeterred, Ye Tian unleashed a barrage of arrows mid-flight, striking the monster with precision. As he landed on the ground, Ye Tian wasted no time, swiftly regaining his footing and launching himself at the monster with renewed determination. With every ounce of strength and resolve, he drove his sword deep into the creature's flesh, feeling the weight of the battle bearing down upon him. Refusing to yield, Ye Tian pressed on, delivering a series of relentless slashes until, at last, the monster succumbed to his onslaught. Alone and victorious, Ye Tian stood amidst the aftermath of the battle, his triumph a testament to his unwavering courage and determination. Reflecting on the intense battle with the fierce beast, Ye Tian acknowledged the crucial role played by Mo Xiaobei and the other students in weakening the monster. Without their assistance, victory would have remained beyond his reach. With a sense of gratitude, he turned his attention to the mysterious substance the monster had been consuming. Puzzled by its nature, Ye Tian recognized that the beast, with its inherent spirituality, likely possessed knowledge beyond his own. Convinced that the substance held significance, he carefully collected it, deeming it a potential treasure. Next, Ye Tian retrieved the eyes of the fierce beast, each one valued at a staggering 1,000 points. Aware of the value of the creature's heart's blood, he carefully extracted and preserved it, recognizing its precious nature. Despite his lack of understanding regarding the substance the monster had been drinking, Ye Tian resolved to prevent Mo Xiaobei from obtaining any of it. Destroying the source ensured that the potential benefits of the substance would remain solely in his possession. With the spoils of victory in hand, Ye Tian's mind raced with anticipation of claiming first place in the exam. Exiting the building, he left behind a scene of astonishment for the arriving First Academy students. Their shock was palpable as they beheld the defeated monster, its eyes carved out and its heart's blood extracted. Mo Xiaobei's butler, equally taken aback, turned to his master for guidance. Frustration etched across his features, Mo Xiaobei seethed with anger at the sight before him. Vowing retribution against whoever dared to pilfer his coveted 1,000 points, the scene transitions to the exterior of the building, where Ye Tian perches atop a structure, observing as Mo Xiaobei and the other academy students depart. Descending to join the First Academy students, Mo Xiaobei's butler voices his suspicion that the perpetrator who stole Mo Xiaobei's points has likely gone into hiding. Unsure of their next move, he seeks guidance from Mo Xiaobei. Determined to root out the thief, Mo Xiaobei orders a thorough search, refusing to let the matter go unresolved. Meanwhile, Ye Tian, observing from his vantage point, realizes he must evade detection. Scanning his surroundings, he darts from place to place until he finds a concealed hiding spot. Yet, despite his temporary refuge, Ye Tian knows he cannot remain hidden indefinitely. With the exam's conclusion in 3 days, the truth of his victory over the fierce beast will inevitably come to light during the point calculation process. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Ye Tian resolves to utilize the remaining time to cultivate his strength and further his abilities. As Ye Tian pondered the potential surge in strength bestowed by the fierce beast blood, a mix of anticipation and apprehension swirled within him. With a determined resolve, he lifted the vessel containing the crimson fluid to his lips, contemplating its taste. A fleeting thought crossed his mind, perhaps a handful of peanuts or some other snacks could mask the bitterness. With a determined resolve to protect his little sister, Ye Tian steeled himself and drank the blood in its entirety. Though the taste left much to be desired, Ye Tian pushed through, driven by his unwavering determination to grow stronger. With each gulp, he felt the essence of the beast coursing through him, invigorating his body and mind. Soon after consuming the blood, Ye Tian noticed a significant acceleration in his cultivation speed, nearly quadrupling his previous rate. Reflecting on the importance of supportive tools in enhancing cultivation, Ye Tian realized the significance of not just talent, but also the resources at one's disposal. With only 2.5 days remaining until the end of the exam, Ye Tian resolved to make the most of the resources he had gathered, pushing himself to the limit in pursuit of strength. The scene shifts to 3 days later, as students eagerly gather to receive their points. Amidst the excitement, the highest point total thus far stands at 23. However, all eyes turn as Li Yunxing steps forward to calculate his points. To the astonishment of his peers, Li Yunxing reveals an impressive tally of 195 points, leaving the students in awe of his remarkable achievement. As the tallying of points continued, Mo Xiaobei entered the scene, dismissing Li Yunxing's impressive total of 195 points as insignificant. With a hint of disdain, he expressed disbelief that Li Yunxing would dare to challenge him with such a meager showing of strength. Li Yunxing bristled with frustration at Mo Xiaobei's condescending remarks. Turning his attention to the teacher for his own point calculation, Mo Xiaobei's total points were revealed to be a staggering 427, far surpassing the efforts of his peers. The other students, with their meager collections of barely 30 points, looked on in awe and frustration. Feeling slighted by Mo Xiaobei's apparent dominance, Li Yunxing confronted him, accusing him of stealing points from others. Unfazed, Mo Xiaobei asserted that his achievements were the result of his own strength and prowess. As congratulations poured in from his peers, Mo Xiaobei humbly declined the title of first place, insisting that the true victor should have over 1,000 points. Amidst the surprise and speculation, the principal of the Fifth Academy intervened, reminding the students that those who remained alive should have already exited the exam. The female professor interjected solemnly, affirming that if any students had not returned by that time, it meant they had met their demise within the treacherous wild zone. Consequently, the coveted first place in the exam would be awarded to Mo Xiaobei. However, just as the weight of her words settled upon the gathering, a sudden uproar erupted among the students. Their voices rang out in disbelief and excitement as they announced the unexpected emergence of another survivor from the wild zone, Ye Tian. With a calm determination, Ye Tian stepped forward and requested the professor to calculate his points. The professor, visibly taken aback, inspected the trophies Ye Tian had brought back, the monster's eyeballs. Realization dawned as she assessed the unique and formidable bounty. Confirming the total tally, the professor declared that Ye Tian had amassed an impressive 1163 points. With this remarkable achievement, Ye Tian claimed the prestigious title of first place in the year's practical exam, a triumph that left the crowd stunned and in awe. As the professor bestowed Ye Tian with his well-deserved rewards, 3 bottles of monster blood and a generous sum of 100,000 yuan, the atmosphere crackled with excitement among the Fifth Academy students. Zhang Bao, in particular, couldn't contain his joy at witnessing Ye Tian's triumph in securing the top spot in the exams. Meanwhile, Li Yunxing pondered in bewilderment over how Ye Tian managed to accumulate such an impressive score. Mo Xiaobei, on the other hand, regarded the victory with a mix of admiration and suspicion, seeing Ye Tian as the long-awaited perpetrator behind the stolen points. Prompted by his suspicions, Mo Xiaobei instructed his butler to conduct a thorough investigation into Ye Tian's background, determined to uncover any hidden truths. Despite the jubilation among the Fifth Academy students, there was an undercurrent of unease. Zhang Bao, noticing the principal's discontent, boldly approached him, questioning why he wasn't celebrating Ye Tian's triumph. In response, the principal revealed his concerns about the repercussions of Ye Tian's actions, explaining that he had inadvertently incurred the wrath of a powerful family, the Mo family. Fearing for Ye Tian's safety in the face of such formidable adversaries, the principal's apprehensions cast a shadow over the otherwise jubilant occasion. Zhang Bao's astonishment was palpable as he absorbed the revelation. With the top 3 students gathered for a commemorative photograph, Mo Xiaobei couldn't resist addressing Ye Tian directly. He remarked on Ye Tian's audacity in daring to take something that belonged to him. Unfazed, Ye Tian retorted that the same accusation could be leveled against Mo Xiaobei. Li Yunxing, interjecting, reminded Mo Xiaobei of his own declaration about earning points through skill. If Mo Xiaobei achieved his success through his abilities, then Ye Tian's method should be no different. The debate escalated as Mo Xiaobei challenged Li Yunxing to determine who was truly the stronger between Ye Tian and himself. Li Yunxing responded with a proposal for a direct confrontation to settle the matter. Ye Tian, ready to stand his ground, emitted an aura of determination, offering to face Mo Xiaobei in combat then and there. Mo Xiaobei, intrigued by the prospect, remarked on the unfolding excitement. Inwardly, Ye Tian recognized the gravity of his situation. With Mo Xiaobei's attention firmly fixed on him, retreat was not an option. He resolved to strengthen himself to a point where Mo Xiaobei wouldn't dare to challenge him, a daunting task that left him with no alternative but to confront the challenge head-on. The scene shifts to Ye Tian's home, where he finally arrives after his eventful day. His sister, Ye Yu, rushes to greet him with a tight hug, bombarding him with questions about his whereabouts and well-being. She anxiously inspects him for any signs of injury, but Ye Tian reassures her that he's unharmed. Excitement fills the air as Ye Tian reveals that he's brought gifts for his beloved sister. Ye Yu's eyes light up with anticipation as she eagerly asks about the presents. Upon seeing the money, her excitement reaches new heights, jokingly suggesting that Ye Tian now has the means to get married. However, Ye Tian quickly dismisses the idea, explaining that the money is intended for her tuition and daily expenses. Overjoyed by the prospect of having more financial stability, Ye Yu envisions a future where they can afford to indulge and meet daily. As she examines the bottle among the gifts, Ye Tian confesses that he's unsure of its contents. To unravel the mystery, he presents an illustrated book of treasures, igniting their curiosity as they eagerly delve into its pages together. Finally, Ye Tian uncovered the mysterious substance the monster had been consuming, Terracore Elixir. This elixir, he learned, had the remarkable ability to enhance one's cultivation and refine talents of high tier and below. As he absorbed the significance of this discovery, Ye Tian speculated that the viper monster he encountered must have transformed into a formidable beast by ingesting the Terracore Elixir. Astonished by his unexpected acquisition of such a potent item, he resolved to share its benefits with his sister. Ye Tian passed the elixir to Ye, urging her to partake in its transformative powers. Recognizing the potential it held to strengthen her abilities, he insisted that she consume it, emphasizing his desire to empower her. Sacrificing his own opportunity for advancement, Ye Tian prioritized his sister's growth, a decision that left Ye deeply moved and surprised by her brother's selflessness.